All right. This is more for Rusty than anybody else, but anybody else, feel free to comment. This is in regards to what you had said about my bald assertions on that video that I just put out. First of all, my bald assertions about religion and wars, yeah, these bald assertions go back to the very beginning of religion. When you got people in your own Bible claiming that they're getting orders from God and killing each other off, using God as an excuse. Okay? Let's play that the writers of the Bible actually believe this stuff, okay? For a moment. Whether or not it was actually true, I don't find relevance in that. That they're using your God as an excuse to commit murder, rape, theft, but it's all okay, it's justified. You see, us atheists here on YouTube and the internet and the big atheist movement, as some are calling it, is a small group of us that just so happen to stretch across the planet, nowhere near as big as any organized religion. And it would be great if we actually did get organized. You see, we're tired of it. Yes, religion causes wars. Yes, religion is responsible for some really atrocious things in human history. The most recent, here's an example, 9/11. A group of radical extremists, radical Muslim extremists, come in and nailing one on us. And as a result, we are still with troops overseas. So don't you tell me for 1 minute that religion is not responsible for wars. Let's not even play that game. The most of the wars throughout human history, religion is involved in one way or another, either directly or indirectly. A lot of these people sit there and pray to their gods that their side is victorious. Now, I'm not going to pretend for a moment that if there was no religion, we wouldn't fight and argue, because we would. But let's not pretend and argue that it. I'm really sorry. I'm really frustrated right now. If there was no religion, I'm confident in saying that there'd be a lot less of it. Now, I've said it before. How far would medical science have been able to advance if religion didn't get its big fat nose in the way of it? No, you can't do that. It's against God. How far would we be scientifically if religion hadn't gotten away? Said it before, we'd probably have already colonized the moon by now. Been able to find cures for so many. I'm sick of it. You guys want to know why we have a problem with religion, and that's because it gets in humanity's way. Yes, there are a few things here and there where it has helped us. When you get those churches that will open up, like hospitals and what have you. But you know what? Maybe we would need less hospitals if medical science was able to progress as it should. People would be in and out of them much faster. No matter how much good religion does nowadays, or has done since its conception, I don't think any of it actually makes up for what it's taken away from mankind as a whole. Interesting thing is, the more religion actually steps out of the way of science progress, the faster we progress. The faster we progress. And I'm tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this. See, you guys love to sit there and go, well, you can't prove there's no God. I don't have to. The problem is that there's never been a God proven to me. That's why I'm an atheist. Play the same argument. You're a Christian because, or you're a Muslim, or you're a Jew because it was proved to you. How? Show me how. Use the evidence that convinced you to show me how it was proven to you. And don't give me any bullshit. I've looked through the Bible, it's crap. Okay? There is not enough in there to convince me. And if it convinced you, then I guess I see things more clearly than you. And that's my perspective on it. Truth of the matter is, from my opinion, the world will never fully get along. Global peace is nothing more than a pipe dream. When you've got the top ranking predator on the planet, self proclaimed anyway, mankind, especially in the vast quantities that we're in, how are we not going to fight? I mean, shit, when you look at, like, take Africa, for example, and you've got your top-ranking predators of lions and hyenas and what have you. You got one pride of lions consisting of approximately maybe anywhere from 4 to 8, maybe a couple more, a couple less. And they end up having a domain of approximately 20, anywhere from 5 to 20 or so square miles. That is their hunting ground. Other prides try to move in there. What do? They drive them off. There is a battle for that land. Then you take us, for example. We got so many of us. What do? We stack them on top of each other. There is not enough land. So what do? We do apartment buildings and what have you, high rises. And we stack them all up on top of each other because there's no room otherwise. And to think that you're going to be able to push that many top-ranking predators into one area and they're not going to fight. It's no wonder that the smaller villages are the ones with the fewer problems. Not because they're religious. Haven't you ever heard that thing about he who makes the assertion or makes the claim needs to supply the proof? If that wasn't a valuable thing about somebody making a positive claim, then you'd have millions upon millions upon millions of people, scientists, who would be going around spouting complete bullshit, and peer review would be unnecessary. It wouldn't even happen. Everybody's going to automatically trust. Dr. Flangenberg found the cure for cancer. How do we know this? He said so. But I don't understand why he's unwilling to, help cure these people. Isn't it more reliable of a claim if he actually proves it? And that statement would hold true for everything that's gone. Why don't you guys get that? You sit there and you pound on us atheists with, it's like, well, you don't believe. Prove there is no God. We don't believe in a God. Again, sir, we don't believe in a God because we've never seen evidence for one. What you perceive as evidence, we perceive as a natural order of events. What's not to understand? Why is it so hard for you to grasp? Everything else in your life, you are a skeptic on. Everything. You watch, and I've said this before, you watch a video about something on TV, an infomercial. Hey, we can do this and make millions. And what are you? You're a skeptic. Even when you got those people who are up there, these people are not actors, but actual, and you're skeptical. And you don't even try it. You don't know anybody else who's actually tried it to be able to tell you otherwise. Why? Because they're all thinking like you. They're all skeptics. You don't go to a car dealership and then you're like, well, give me the best thing you got on the lot, best deal, and then automatically take their word for it. No, you're a skeptic. And then you ream on us when we're skeptics about this. The biggest thing that you should be a skeptic on. The most important thing you should be a skeptic on in your whole freaking life. And then you treat us like we're some kind of a dumb ape shit. Everything else in your guys' life, you're being wise to, and you are being a skeptic on, except for the most important issue, and you guys are fools for it. And that's my view on it. Prove there's a God, and I will change my view. It's that simple. If you are making the claim, back it up. You will win the world over if you can just back it up. Enough of this bullshit. Let's get down to the brass tacks of it, whatever you want to call it. Back it up. It's all you're ever asked to do, and you always find ways to weasel out of it. Always. Somehow magic. Goodbye.